So llevo una dieta sana. I have a healthy diet. Me gusto. So pan is bread. Galletas are biscuits. No me gusta nada. I don't like at all. Arroz, rice. Pollo, pescado, chicken, fish. Carne, ensalada, meat salad. Caramelos, sweets. Huevos, eggs, pasteles, cakes, verduras, vegetables. So los, las, como, I eat them. I eat it or I eat them, so the plural is them. 3 veces al día, 3 times a day. Cada día, every day. 2 veces a la semana, twice a week. Un vez al mes, once a month. Muy a menudo, very often. Nunca las como, or casi nunca, which is I, for the casi is almost. Never eat it / them. ¿Qué haces para estar en forma? How do you keep fit? Me gusta mucho, footing is jogging. Baloncesto is basketball. Juego a la pelota vasca, which is I play pelota. Gimnasia is gymnastics and gimnasio is gym. Miembro de un club, I belong to a club. Voy a clases de baile, I go to dance classes. Baile, sorry. Es mi deporte preferido. It's my favorite sport or my preferred sport. Empecé a jugar, I started playing. Los 10 años, a los 10 años, at the age of 10. Voy a empezar a hacer, I'm going to start doing. ¿Cuál es tu rutina diaria? What is your daily routine? Me despierto muy temprano. I wake up very early, or you could add a time, a las. Me levanto enseguida. I get up straight away. Me lavo los dientes, brush my teeth. Me ducho, I shower. Me visto, I get dressed. Me acuesto, I go to bed. Desayuno, I have breakfast. Meriendo, I have an afternoon snack. Ceno, I have for dinner. Salgo, I go out. And a correr is running. Corro, I run. Entreno, I exercise or train. Voy al instituto o trabajo, I go to school or work. Termino, I finish. Duermo, I sleep. And if you add a time phrase afterwards, so 8 horas, it's 8 hours. Advice, so consejos para estar en forma, advice for keeping fit or in shape. Para estar en forma, to keep fit, se debe, you must or one must. Frecuentemente, frequently. Fruta is fruit, obviously. Dormir 8 horas al día, sleep for 8 hours a day. So you got to have it, so when you say se debe, you must have it infinitive, because one must, and then, infinitive. Entrenar, train. No se debe, you shouldn't. Refrescos are soft drinks. Basura, junk food. Comida basura, junk food. Fumar, smoke. Soy adicto, I'm addicted to. A partir de ahora voy a, from now on I'm going to. ¿Qué tal estás? How are you? ¿Qué te duele? What hurts? Te duele el estómago? Does your stomach hurt? Me duele el brazo, or el pie, my arm or foot hurts. Me duele la cabeza, la espalda, or la garganta, my head, back or throat hurts. Me duele la mano or la pierna, my hand or leg hurts. Me duelen los dientes, my teeth hurts. Me duelen los oídos, my ear hurts, or I have earache. Tengo catarro, I have a cold. Tengo náuseas, I feel sick or nauseous. Tengo quemaduras, I have sunburn. Quemaduras de sol, I have sunburn. Tengo tos, I have a cough. Estoy cansado, I'm tired. Estoy enfermo, I'm ill. No me encuentro bien, I don't feel well. Palabras muy frecuentes, high frequency words. Lo, la, los, las, it or them. Casi, almost. Ayer, yesterday. Hace something años is an X amount of time years ago. La próxima vez, next time. Creo, la mano, la pierna, el pie, hand, leg, foot. So fuimos al aeropuerto en tren. We went to the airport by train. Un hotel grande, a big hotel. Restaurantes typical restaurants. For me, the last vacations were. Para mí, las últimas vacaciones fueron. Normalmente paso mis vacaciones. I usually spend my vacation. Tumbas, tombs. Pasamos una semana allí. We spent a week there. Pasar, spend. En la ribera del río Rulo, on the banks of the River Nile. The view of the river was very pretty. La vista del río era muy bonita. Was. So when you say restaurantes típicos de, the country goes at the end of the phrase. Mi plato favorito, or peor, my favourite or worst dish was. Me interesa, I'm interested. Del país, of the country. Adjectives go after the noun. Este time phrase, this, whatever time we put. Viajar, travel. De, and then you put an airport or place. De, and an airport or place. From airport or place to airport or place. When saying staying, you can't put for. But when saying staying, you can't put for, vice versa. So, what? I'm not sure what that one is. Vamos a salir en marzo. We're going to go out in March. No puedo esperar. I can't wait. Climatizada, heated. Por las mañanas, in the morning. Por las noches, at night. El año que viene, next year. Cerca, near. Butifarra, sausage. Empacar mis maletas, pack my bags. Un cercado is expensive. Un postre, a dessert, tradicional, traditional. Crucero, cruise. Barco de vapor de se llama, steamboat called. Un gran, a large. Esta de hablar inglés. It is English speaking. Este this. Para una quincena a Grecia for a fortnight in Greece. Todo fue delicioso. Everything was delicious. Después de terminar, after finishing. Fuiste, did you go? ¿Qué hiciste? What did you do? Discoteca, disco. Mandé, I sent. Fui de excursión, I went on an excursion trip. Hace time phrase ago. Hizo weather phrase, it was weather. Leles noste, he, they, we, you. Tomar, take, bicicleta, bike ride. De nuevo, again, adonde, where. Reino Unido, UK. Volver, to return. Lento, slow. A year, el año próximo, next year. No compré nada, I didn't buy anything. Deberes, homework. En el medio de la semana, in the middle of the week. Cada día, every day. Desde ese día, since that day. Bajamos, we travelled. Relajado, relaxed. Solamente, only. Soy ese, somos soy son. Sin embargo, however, finalmente, finally. Primero, first, además, furthermore. Un poco, a bit, hace buen tiempo. It is good or bad weather. Luego, then, donde, where. Terms of the Treaty of Versailles. Signed 20th June 1919 in Paris. So Clemenceau wanted Germany to its knees and incapable of invading France. Wilson didn't want devastation of war, but wanted sustainable rebuilding of Europe and peace. Lloyd George was wanting a strong Germany to trade, but and against communism, but he had public pressure to weaken Germany. Germany had to accept blame. Oh no, we already know this. So I'll do that in the textbook. There was some... Okay, so describing photos. En la foto hay, in the photo there is. En la imagen puedo ver, in the image I can see. Puedo is I can. In el centro hay o veo, in the center there is I see. A la derecha, to the right. A la izquierda, to the left. Una, a, unos, unas, muchos, muchas. Tiene es, so you can either say hair, eyes, tall, physical appearance. Lleva, he or she is wearing. Una camisa, a shirt. Un jersey, a jumper or sweater. I have done some fuels. did I do? What did I get up to? I had a massive fold. Alright, petroleum is a mixture of hydrocarbons, different chain lengths, short chain molecules, low boiling point. Oh no, I've done this. Right, yeah, so fact rating column is long chain at bottom, short chain at top, heated crude oil, so bitumen gets filtered off at the bottom. Next is greases, waxes, next oil, diesel, kerosene, naphtha, and then refinery gases. So hot at 360 degrees Celsius and cool at 25 degrees Celsius. Yeah, so it goes from top to bottom is. So petroleum is not a very useful mixture. It can be more useful by fractional distillation, so by separating mixture into simpler, more useful molecules called fractions. Refinery gases are an example. Diagram shows fractional distillation of petroleum. So large molecules, high boiling point, not volatile, not viscous, not good at combustion. And short molecules are low boiling point, volatile, flows easily, ignites easily. So hot petroleum goes in, then it's bitumen, then diesel, then naphtha, then gasoline, and finally gas. So bitumen is for roads and roofs, diesel is fuel for diesel engines, naphtha is chemical feedstock, gasoline fuel for cars or petrol, finally gas fuel for domestic heating and cooking. So use of, yeah. So in terms of flowing, you describe it in viscosity. So refining oil, crude oil contains, yeah. Alright, so fractional distillation, practical. Heat oil, compounds evaporate, small lighter molecules evaporate first, less energy, free these from the liquid. As I'm telling this, you can just look at the diagram. Hot vapours rise, so does a thermometer reading. Vapours condense in the cool test tube. When the thermometer reaches 100 degrees Celsius, replace the test tubes with an empty one. The liquid on the first test tube is your first fraction of from the distillation. Collect 3 further fractions the same way, replacing the test tube at 150 degrees, 200 degrees and 300 degrees Celsius. Compare fractions and just look at that. Just to do that, right. So, homologous series are a family of compounds with the same general formula and similar chemical properties. So alkanes, alkenes and alcohols. So general formula of, so alkanes, so it goes general formula, chemical properties, description, naming. So, or ending, this is a naming. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, CnH2n plus 2. Unreactive but will burn. Saturated hydrocarbons ends in ane. Alkenes, CnH2n. All do addition reactions. Unsaturated hydrocarbons ends in ene. Alcohols, CnH2n plus 1 OH. Ethanol is a fuel and solvent, not a hydrocarbon, ends in ol. It's not a hydroxide, it's oxygen and hydrogen, alcohols aren't. So, naming, so number of carbons is the first part of the name, so meth, 1 carbon, eth 2, prop 3, bute 4, pent 5, hex 6. Carbon can only have 4 bonds, these are rules for drawing. Hydrogen can only have 1 bond, oxygen can have 2 bonds. Alkenes contain a carbon-carbon double bond, C, double bond C. Alkanes and alcohols only contain single bonds. So, if you just study that,